Hi, welcome back to my channel. Happy Friday. I have my front door open. The ticking that you hear is the Haunted Mansion clock we purchased from Disneyland, as well as a cuckoo clock my husband purchased from his work. So in front of you, I have my planners. I forgot to include my happy planner in last week's video of how my planners are working for me, sort of my thoughts of them for Q1. I am repurposing this one as, because I really love the cover, but I am keeping track of my garden, my plants, as well as our bills. So I'm going to do a quick flip through this. So these three are my Hobonichi covers, but I don't have Hobonichi the techos inside, except for this one, which I am repurposing an old A6 techo as my reading journal. I finally got around to coloring my covers, which I will show you in a minute. In here, I am using this as a writer's journal planner, but I am using the Wonderland 222 A5 size. In here, I have the Sterling Ink Common Planner. I will have chapters listed down below, so you can jump to whichever planner you want to look at. So let's start off with my Happy Planner. So this is one that I used, I think last year or the year before. My memory's not what it used to be, but I really love the covers, and then I love the pictures inside. So I am using this as my garden tracker, and I printed out pages. So this is for the month of March. Let me take this out first. So I printed out the monthly layout from the Heart Breathings HB90 planner. For the month of March, I decided to keep track of the weather. I like keeping track of the weather, especially for gardening. And then over here in the notes section, I decided to keep track of seeds that I started and seeds that I could direct sow out in the backyard. And then I got my, the sun, that's when it rained, cloudy day. Now on this sheet, I think it's called like a Dutch door. So every day that I did something, I would write it down. So if so in this case, we planted some dragon fruit in the backyard. We did that on the 17th. On the 16th, I sowed some milkweed seeds for the monarch butterflies. And this is actually, she used to be a full-size page, but I cut it down. So that's why you see a funny line. So I don't do gardening stuff every single day. And I tried this in a cousin a few years ago, and that's when I realized that I didn't need a cousin-sized planner to keep track of any gardening or like my houseplant task or chores in a planner size planner. It was just way too much. I think I tried it in a A6. That also didn't work. Once again, just too many pages for the not many things that I would do. And then I think I tried it last year in a traveler's notebook, standard size, and that was okay, but I like the idea of keeping track of my gardening stuff in the Happy Planner, because then you can add pages or take pages out as I need to, right? So this is for the month of March. So now let me show you the month of April. Okay, take all this out. I gave myself a code up here that I could follow. So when it's purple, we watered the backyard. When it's red, I watered my houseplant. And then when it's green, we finally turned on our sprinklers out in the front yard. My husband likes having green grass in our front yard. And so I gave it that color. So today's Friday. The sprinklers did go off this morning, so that's what that looks like. This square is blank. I plan on watering our backyard, our trees back there, our fruit trees, when I finish uploading this video. And I'm keeping track of the humidity. And so it's pretty self-explanatory. On this day, you'll see 3 different little icons. So you'll see the sun, the umbrella, and it was cloudy. And we actually last Thursday experienced all 3 of these things. Here, this was supposed to be a cloudy day. I should have done it better, but I know what that means, so I'm okay with that. And so this, at a glance, will tell me what I've done in the sense of watering my plants, or the backyard, and then what I didn't do. And on the days that you don't see the little squares are the days that I didn't do any watering of backyard houseplants or the sprinklers out front. Now here is my Dutch door. So this one is a different page. These are Happy Planner paper that I purchased from them from Joann's a couple years ago because they had a great sale. And then this is, I planted some carnation seeds again. The ones that I planted either last month or the month before did not sprout, so I'm trying it again. And so I just cut out the seed pack and then I taped it down. So I just wrote down the chores or the task of the things that I've done over here on the side, which is similar to the one that you saw here, but this one has mini on it. So this is working well. I have a section called monthly bills. I will show you a blank one. So this is another Happy Planner page paper. So up here is where I would keep track of the bills, when it's due, the amount that's owed, the amount that we paid, and then I would check it off if we paid it. So that is what this looks like. And then the one last tab that I have is called yearly bills. And this is where I would keep track of what we pay every month for the year. So I have the bills laid out, and then I would fill in what we paid every month. So if the first one was, let's say, gas bill, I would write down what we paid for January, what we paid in February. It is interesting to see, you know, if we paid more or paid less than what we previously paid. So that is our yearly bill at a glance. This is my reading journal inside my Hobonichi cover. This is called The Boy and Dog. If you watched last week's video, this is for my 2025 reads. I drew it in pencil. Yesterday I was able to watercolor it in. And so this is what it looks like now. I still have not finished this book. It was due, so the library took it back, and I placed another hold on it, so I'm hoping to finish reading this book. And I am now currently reading The Broken Girls as an ebook. So I went ahead and colored that in, so I kind of hope you can see it. For my reading journal, instead of printing out the cover, I like to doodle it in and then watercolor. And then I stopped writing in my thoughts of the book. That was 2024. I've been in a major reading slump. And I've been checking out a lot of books. I'll read a couple pages, and if it just doesn't hold my attention, I will just DNF it and then come back to it later. But these are past covers that I drew and watercolored. And it's just been really fun trying to draw the cover of the book that I'm reading. So that is a quick look of my reading journal and my A6. Now let's go to my writer's planner journal in the Wonderland 222. I am still enjoying this. Here is the tracker section. So this is for the month of April. So far so good. I still need to finish filling in Thursday and then start coloring in for Friday. Now let's go to the weekly layout. And that's what this looks like so far. I need to go back and finish this up. This week I decided to go with a cat themed layout with the stickers and the washi tape. I think the washi tape is from Daiso. This is for last week. And then for the month of April, I'm thinking about putting in some color. So I might outline the month with a highlighter and pop in some color, because it's pretty plain when you look at this. Though this is supposed to be very functional for me, but it's just really plain, so I may do that like this. So this is the March review. This is the April overview. I need to fill this in, so if I can find some time this weekend, I may do that so that I know I have my goals set out And then I want to write down what I want to try to complete to hit my goal for the month of April. So that's all I'm going to show you in here. Now let's jump to the cousin. So in here I have my Sterling ink. And let me show you the monthly layout. So for the monthly layout, I do keep track of the weather in here. This was for March. And we had some decent storms go through. Here is the weekly layout for this week. Decided to go with ice cream because we've been experiencing pretty warm temperatures, and warm for us in April is in the mid to high 80s. I think we may hit 90, be in the low 90s today. So I thought ice cream was appropriate. Down here I am keeping track of any gardening related tasks that I do, and then whatever I do in here I will eventually move into here, though at the end of the day I try to fill this out with my gardening stuff if I do anything. Over here I keep track of the packages that we might be expecting, and then I started keeping track of our grocery list over here. This is for this last week. And then I decided to fill in the empty white spaces with some stickers and some washi tape stickers. And then the week before. And then the only thing I'm going to show you in here is what I did for April. I think this is where I kind of left you guys. Yeah, so this is the end of March. This was my nephew in Hawaii. He's still there for work. So this happened on April 2. I said before in previous videos, but if you're new to my channel, I am using the Sterling Ink Common Planner. The daily pages are undated, so they're basically blank pages. I was a big fan of the Hobonichi Cousin, but I didn't like the quotes on the bottom, and I didn't like that it was dated. So I am really enjoying having blank pages, but having blank pages also means that I don't have to journal every single day. Now that Bruce is gone, I don't have a lot to journal about anymore every single day. And so now I just journal on specific days that I have things that I want to remember. So for the month of April, April 2, this is what happened on a Wednesday. My sister stopped by and brought me some dim sum. So I went ahead and rated everything she brought me. There's Kit Kat, that is our neighborhood cat. And he came out to visit with my sister when she was here. This is pin cushion cacti. My niece bought me some seeds a couple of years ago for Christmas, and I started them. I still have all of them, but they're getting ready to flower. So I don't know if you can see the little dots on the cacti, but those are going to be little flower buds. But I really liked how that turned out, so I thought I'd take a picture of it. My mom's dendrobium is in bloom right now. It's in a hanging basket. That's what the flower looks like. It's really pretty. There's no fragrance that I can tell. And then over here, I put down a sticky note. Last night when I was thinking about this, I forgot to write down a couple of things that I wanted to remember. One of them is I had a fall in the garden on Wednesday. And the more I thought about it, the more I thought I should probably put that in here. And then yesterday we had our water delivery, and the driver told me that he may no longer work. I may no longer see him. He may not come next month. And I just thought it was really nice because he didn't have to tell me that. He and Bruce were really tight. He was really nice to Bruce, very, very kind to Bruce for all the years that we've had him, that we've had Bruce. So he knew Bruce, wow, because we moved in here in 2018. That's when we started our service up until now. So for 7 years that he knew Bruce. And so I just thought it was really nice. And so I wanted to write that down and maybe do a little doodle about this encounter, I guess, that I had with our driver. I hope to see him next month. I hope they keep him on, you know, like his normal route here, because he's been just a really nice guy. But I really appreciated that he told me that, because he didn't have to, but he did, and I just want to remember that in here. And so I hope to work on this weekend, and that's all I have to show you. So that is in my Sterling ink. Hope you guys have a great weekend. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Subscribe if you'd like to see after the pin videos of my Sterling ink, my Wonderland 222. If I read any more books, I will show you the pages that I draw, and then I probably won't show you any more of my Happy Planner, the gardening, my monthly bill tab, or my yearly. Yeah, because there's not going to be much to show other than, you know, what I've done like this, and it can be kind of boring. But I just wanted to give you that idea in case you have a Happy Planner, in case you want to keep track of your garden or your house plants, how often you water, fertilize, things like that, and keeping it in a, you know, into a thick planner is just too much. Because for me anyways, it's too much to try to keep it in a normal planner. And it works out so much better, in my opinion, for me, like this. So if this is something that you want to do for yourself, well, hopefully this will inspire you to do something similar for your plants. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.